Hey, I didn't plan to become some business growth strategist. In fact, for years, I enjoyed and was very comfortable in my corporate executive job, making multiple six figures and living a life that I thought was mine. But life, and as I really honestly say, God had other ideas. So today I'm sharing my journey as I transitioned from a corporate executive into empowering other amazing women entrepreneurs to honestly walk fully in her CEO ness with confidence and with clarity. And if you have ever felt stuck or unsure about that next move, this one's for you. Hey guys, I'm Lou, and welcome to my channel. I'm a business growth strategist, and my passion is to help transform amazing, highly ambitious female entrepreneurs, female founders of companies to really walk fully in their CEO ness. And so if it sounds like you and this is kind of your vibe, then I just ask that you hit that button and like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And let's have some real talk about business growth and leadership from a female founder's perspective. And if my story resonates with you, then go ahead and drop a comment below, and I'd love to hear yours. So, wow, I want to give you guys kind of the abbreviated version. I think if you stick around long enough, you'll hear the full version. But I've been an entrepreneur all my life. And I mean, literally since I was like 15, always been about a hustle. Grew up around tons of entrepreneurs from my grandmother to my grandfather, my aunts, my uncles, like everybody in my family, practically had a hustle, right? Had a side hustle, a full-time job and a side hustle. So it's kind of just something that I inherited. But I decided to go to college, got my degree in accounting, jumped right into that corporate life for about 7 years. Seven is a very important number, but not to get sidetracked. I decided to leave my corporate job many years ago to pursue what was really, I would say, my um, first journey from leaving corporate and coming into entrepreneurship as I opened up my first hair salon. And from there, just kind of bit that bug and had a couple of different businesses. But something inside of me just knew that there was more. There was more to it. And so I made a shift back into corporate because I really felt like there was more for me to learn. And I really wanted to know how big business did it. That's what I called it back then, big business. But I made that shift and I spent the last 15 years climbing that corporate ladder, as I like to say, leaning up against the wrong walls, but nonetheless was really about mastering business operations at a very large scale, running I mean, hundreds of millions of dollars and for my companies. And so, I got to the place being comfortable, feeling validated, of helping others grow their business, other companies grow their business. And on paper, I was pretty successful doing all the things. And but inside, I knew that there was so much more. I felt like there was so much that was missing inside of me. And so I realized that I was spending all of my time and my energy helping others to reach their dreams while mine were just on hold. I was craving this impact that I missed when I did have my businesses. And so I was really searching to be able to have that fulfillment, right? Of being able to empower women and specifically women who look like me, who were struggling to break through those barriers and break through clear those hurdles and bust through those ceilings. And that's where the idea of Empower Her came from. And it just really started to take shape. But I didn't have it all figured out. I dealt with tons of insecurity and imposter syndrome. No matter how successful I was running someone else's company, this was now my baby that I was gonna have to raise and help it to become, successful. And I questioned if I could really make the difference that I wanted to make. But the calling was stronger than the fear. So leaving all of that corporate security wasn't easy. There were tons of late nights, as my husband will attest. Late nights, grinding, working really hard, trying to get this concept out of my head onto some paper into a strategic plan, one that I could execute. Because that's what I knew to do, right? But it did not stop with all of my planning, with all of my um, perfectly laid out plans. It doesn't prevent self doubt and days where I questioned even my sanity to creep in, because I knew that I was a risk taker, but I questioned whether or not I had what it took, because real growth, requires a certain level of risk. And so I had to decide whether or not I was up for the task. So what I had to start with was I had to unlearn what I had learned. I had to unlearn the idea that stability only came from my job, my corporate job, right? My 9 to 5, whatever you want to call it. And I realized that stability comes from knowing who you are, whose you are, and what you've been called to do. So the purpose was important. I had to identify the purpose, and then I had to pursue that relentlessly, without question, without fail, and very much intentionally. That is when I really took the time to stop and flesh out, like really bring into full view what Empower Her Business was supposed to become. And and that's when I knew that what I was building, what I was birthing with through Empower Her Business, was going to be a game changer for other women entrepreneurs, because I knew there was a gap in the guidance, right? So everything, as I was laying it all out, everything that I was building with Empower Her was hmm, to create the coach, the coaching, the development, the guiding, and the mentoring that I wish I had. Choice. So if you, like me, have ever felt trapped by that safe choice, you are not by yourself. You're not alone. Um, because sometimes the safest choices that you're ever going to make is the one that scares you the most. So, what did I learn from all of that? And what do I really want to share with you today? Honestly, it's really only like three key lessons, at least for today. The first one that I had to learn, that I really had to internalize, was to embrace imperfection. I had to learn to embrace imperfection. Progress matters so much more than perfection. And so my mantra that I now say almost on a daily basis is to take imperfect action. Take imperfect action. It's so important to do something imperfectly than to perfectly do nothing. So, because if I waited and continue to wait to try to get everything perfectly aligned in this beautiful plan of mine, um, I'd still be waiting. I'd still be stuck in paralysis of analysis. So take imperfect action and embrace the imperfections. Number two is to build community. Wow, build community. That is such a key element of Empower Her Business. It's one of the things that even became a part of my core value culture statement that we coach, we cultivate, we collaborate, and we build community. Because there is no way that I can do what I know that I've been called to do on my own. It's too big. So I have very much intentionally surrounded myself with like minded and like missioned women who are able to keep me both accountable and inspired. They are willing to say, to send me that note of encouragement, send me that post that just speaks to the right thing that I need to hear that day, to send me a voice note of a prayer to just keep me again encouraged and inspired. They inspire me because I can watch them achieving things beyond what they had thought that they would ever achieve. And that's pretty doggone cool. So that's number two, build community. And then number three is is finally accepting that my pursuit was for purpose over profit. So pursue purpose over profit. Now, let me say this with full clarity. I am I'm a business growth strategist. So it is super important for me that we are building businesses that are profitable. Okay, so let's make sure that we put this in context. But pursuit of purpose will bring profit, and so I just in quick share is that as I was conceptualizing Empower Her and writing it out on my board, I have my board right over there, and it's still on my board. I was talking to God one day, and I was praying over Empower Her, which I do. I said, please help me, show me how to turn this business into a seven-figure business. I mean, listen, I know there's some people on here that talk about manifestation or believe in manifestation. I believe that speak those things that are not yet today as though they are. And through our words, we begin to manifest our realities. And so that was part of my prayer. But without hesitation, as clear as I can hear my own voice right now, I heard the Spirit of the Lord tell me, impact first, and the money will follow. Seven figure impact first. So from that point forward, I shifted my thought, and one of my goals is to impact, positively impact, transform 1 million women entrepreneurs, 1 million small businesses that over the next 10 years, 1 million businesses over the next 10 years. And so the moment that I truly shifted my focus on impact rather than income, everything aligned. And I do mean everything, the right clients, the right contacts, the right opportunities, everything, growth, all of it followed. So this is the philosophy behind Empower Her Business. This is the philosophy behind me in both my personal and my professional brands, that we coach, we cultivate, we collaborate, and we build community so that we can follow purpose. Because I want every female founder, every woman entrepreneur to be able to walk fully in her confidence with clarity, precision, and permission, her own permission, learning how to do success your way. Okay. So we are breaking barriers, we are busting through walls and ceilings and all of those things, but we are learning not to do them on our own, and we're learning to do them together. So I am sharing all of this because I know and I fully believe that someone is watching that needs to hear this. And if I can break free from fears and insecurities and doubts and imposter syndrome and step into my calling, so can you. So if you're on a similar journey and you're feeling stuck, that subscribe button. I promise you, this is a great place. It's a great community. We're building a great community here. I'll be sharing more real, relatable content related to business growth and leadership from a female founder's perspective. So drop a comment and let me know what has been your biggest pivot moment. I'd love to hear your story. Thank you for listening to mine.